Hello everyone. We will try to solve the following problem. We have an object that moves with constant velocity to the right. The magnitude of this vector of velocity 5 meters per second. The direction of x-axis is to the right also. And the initial position of this object is 5 meters with respect to the origin of x-axis. Now what we can ask here, for instance, we can ask what is the function of position x with respect to the time, okay, and I assume that you watched or learned something about movement in one direction as constant velocity. We can use the following formula: 0 time plus the constant velocity times t minus t0. Well, usually at the beginning, when we talk about not so hard problems, the initial time, which is t0, usually it's equal to 0 second. And of course, at this time, we have to know, well, mostly, okay, we need to know what is the initial position. And this value of the velocity would be constant. Okay, now what we have in this problem? We do have the initial position, which is 5. The sign of the velocity would be plus because the direction of this vector velocity is the same direction as of the x-axis, which is to the right. That's why the sign of this vector would be plus 5 times t minus 0. And finally, we get this expression of function that can help us to determine the position of this object at any given time of t. For example, we can calculate what would be the position of this object after 3 seconds. X equals 5 plus 5 times 3 equals 5 plus 15, which is 20 meters. This is the position of the object when the time is 3 seconds. Okay, what else can we ask? We can ask to draw the function. It is x units meters and t axis units seconds. Okay, the initial position would be 5. Okay, and this is, as you can see, it is linear function. Okay, so it would be something like this. Okay, and the slope of this function, which is delta x and delta t, okay, it is actually the velocity. Okay, delta x divided by delta t, it is also the slope of this function actually is the velocity. It's more or less, this is the how we can draw the function of position of this object. What can we ask also? What is displacement of this object between initial time of 1 second and the final time would be like 4 seconds, okay? And we know that displacement vector delta x equals the final position minus initial position. And to find the final position and initial position, again we will use this expression of position. Okay, let's copy it. Copy, paste. Okay, now initial position x1 equals 5 plus 5 times 1, 10 meters. The second position, or you can say final position, 5 plus 5 times 4, which is 5 plus 20 equals 25 meters. And finally, we can calculate the displacement of this object, which is 25 minus 10 equals 15 meters. Okay, it was pretty much easy problem to solve. Okay, in the next problems I will probably increase the difficulty. Okay, see you next videos.